and then it's nice to don't have like a heavy
جديدة.
bike or like a heavy feeling bike. So that's why most of the guys and myself are on a two-stroke, and I hope we can try a two-stroke for many more.
ربطته.
Important. I mean, obviously, when you're riding enduro, there's a lot of sort of getting on and
The
off
crew
the
motor
bike,
Fierce
just and being able to
جديدة.
pick it up as well. And I know from riding four-strokes, they're really quite heavy. So if you're doing a longer course, the two-stroke is definitely a lot easier to pick up and just keep riding on, so you don't use up all of that energy reserves. I was about to ask you, can you describe the look, the sound, the smell, the feel of the bike, and obviously the suspension there? That is such a core component of the feel of the bike.
I think a chainsaw exactly sounds like a two-stroke KTM. It's like you just like start it, it's just like bam, 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 bam. It's like quite noisy bike, but like quite high revs as well, which is pretty cool. But our bikes are quite soft, like I said, so suspension is pretty soft. But then also one of the main components, which is super important, is as well tires, which are super soft, and we ride with like a mousse gummy, which is more or less just like a bit of foam inside the tire, so we don't use air, so we can't get any puncture. So if you're out there on the rocks, which are super gnarly and like super sharp, we never can't get a flip. So that's super important for racing. That's why we use like a mousse just to save it off it, and we can really go soft with it. So it's like sometimes people push my tire and you almost can push it onto the rim because it's that soft.
I didn't know that. I didn't realise, because I did think to myself sometimes, I was like, surely people get punctures. But you just completely answered my question there. Thank you. How do you think that your tastes and your needs for what the bike can do for you has evolved over time? Has hard enduro got harder?
Definitely got way harder. Like if I'm thinking now, all the technical parts on my bike, all the tires, all the suspension, there's so many parts which are developed now, let's say the last 15 years. When I remember when I came to the racing in 2006, I was 8 at this point, and I just came to the racing with my dad, and they went more or less on motor style. For the listeners out there, like a motor style is like a super hard, compact tire, and it doesn't really like stick to the ground that much. It's digging a lot, so it's like good for gravel and like dirt. And if you go over rocks and like obstacles, it just doesn't like move at all.
أدي ريزنت ايفل فيفا، هاي اللعبة مع كريستيانو، أكثرية جراند قرص طبعا ذات ربنا نلعبها. اشتردون نلعب فيفا، ريزنت ايفل، ماينكرافت، أي شي بالكم اعطوني اياه. كتبوا لي بالتعليقات، وأريد هذا الفيديو يوصل 10.
Some things are just getting out of control, and then we almost can't make it up the hill because it's too difficult. I think like this year in that bunch of racing we had this feeling, and it was just gnarly nuts. Like, I questioned myself one time, like in an uphill, and we started, and I was like half an hour into the uphill, like just going up the hill, just zigzagging my way up like a little goat path, like really going up the mountain, and I was like, when is the finish coming, or like when is the end of this hill? And he's like, oh man, you're not even halfway through, and I'm like, how is this possible? But that's hard enduro.
Like the trails are getting harder, like the sport itself is evolving. Like, are you having to refine your bike to keep up with the demands?
Definitely, we have to refine our bike. Like our bike now is one of the most important things as well. If the bike setup is not on point, you can't be there and win a race. Like everything has to work. For sure, I think a lot of people out there are thinking motorsport is like, okay, you like sit in something or like you go on a bike and the bike is doing more or less a job. But guys, I can tell you for sure still the body is doing most of it. Like, it's really demanding sport. Now because the sport is so professional, that's why the bike setup.
نلعب Resident Evil 3. what is it 3 أحد نت الكوابيس الصغيرة أنا مو صغير كبير. حلوة. أحا نت تلقط. أحا تلميحات. يلا شباب، جود باي.